stupid. Okay, there we go. Oh, hi. As you can see, I found a garage here in the void. And I am trying to build a device to get home. Now, I know what you're thinking. That looks exactly like a Nerf gun with a bunch of stuff put onto it. Anyways, according to this book I found, this device can open a portal back home or to the Arctic. Anyways, I wanted to talk about Godzilla 2000, but all I had was this. So, Godzilla Raids Again, directed by Motoyoshi Oda, was released on April 24th, 1955. It is the second film in the Godzilla series. Released in Japan as Godzilla no Gyakushu, or Godzilla's Counterattack. That title really doesn't fit, as Godzilla is not directly attacking Japan, but is instead, for the first time ever, battling another monster. This being the quadrupedal monster Angurius, or Angulus, or Angorus, or Angorsu, or Angorius, or Anzilla, or Angulosaurus, killer of the living. But for the sake of this episode, I'm going to call him Anguirus. Coming off the success of Godzilla in November 1954, Toho immediately started developing a sequel, even though they had originally planned for Godzilla to be standalone. This is evident by the death of Godzilla in the previous film. The production team of Godzilla had mostly moved over to The Abominable Snowman, released in the US as half-human, so a new team was needed. Enter Motoyoshi Oda, who had just completed The Invisible Man, also known as The Invisible Avenger, which was released on December 28, 1954. Oda was quickly put onto Raids Again and brought along his writer Shigeaki Higata, who worked with the Godzilla screenplay writer Takeo Murata to adapt a story written by Shigeru Kayama, who also wrote the story for Godzilla the previous year. The movie opens with Tsukioka, a fishing scout pilot for the Yayoi Fishing Company, as he searches for his friend Kobayashi, who crash-landed after experiencing engine trouble. The two reunite on an island just as the discovery of the century occurs. Godzilla is alive and is not alone, as the two witness Godzilla locked in battle with Anguirus. Soon, Tsukioka and Kobayashi are interviewed by the government, and they, alongside a cameo by Dr. Yamane from the previous movie, confirm that a different Godzilla has appeared. Immediately, the military dispatches patrols to find and attract Godzilla with flares, which the military thinks will remind Godzilla of the hydrogen bomb and will go towards it, even though the bomb hurt Godzilla. Anyways, Godzilla seems to go past Osaka, and people rejoice and start to celebrate. But it's cut short as Godzilla turns around. The city initiates a blackout, trying to prevent Godzilla from making landfall, but due to a group of escaping convicts crashing into an oil refinery, a fire is sparked that attracts Godzilla to land. Godzilla, a creature has caused so much death and is once believed to be dead, is now back on Japanese soil, and it's not alone, as soon after Anguirus makes landfall and the two fight to the death with incredible fury and anger. Godzilla knocks Anguirus into Osaka Castle and then bites on its neck, killing it. Osaka is in ruins, and the Yayoi Fishing Company is forced to move up to Hokkaido. Life continues on for the fishing company staff until Godzilla sinks a fishing ship. It's modus operandi at this point. And a manhunt is started for Godzilla, who is eventually found on Kamiko Island. Kobayashi and Tsukioka go on a scouting mission alongside the military to attack it. During this attack, Kobayashi dies by accidentally crashing his plane into a mountain, but in doing that he reveals an avalanche that will kill Godzilla. Given this information, Tsukioka and the JASDF return to base to form a new plan. Once back at Kamiko Island, the plan is enacted and Godzilla is trapped in giant piles of ice, trapping it forever, until the next movie. Raids Again is not a great movie. Its rushed production really makes it pretty dull and uninspired compared to its predecessor. The pacing is really dull, and the film makes some baffling decisions. Most notably, the military returning to base after Kobayashi's death. Like, this moment really bothers me. They have this momentum going. Kobayashi has just died. Why are they going back to the base? Just stay there. As a writing thing, just stay there. Keep the flow going. Keep that momentum going. You could have it be this monumental moment, but you just don't do it. What? Anyways, the production is full of very rushed elements. One example in the special effects department led to a pretty infamous blunder. During the battle in Osaka, 3 cameras were used and were supposed to be set at 72 frames per second in order to slow down the monster's movement. But one of the cameras was incorrectly set to 18 frames per second, leading to high-speed movement that looks rather comical in comparison to the rest of the footage. There are some really solid moments in this film. I like the scene in the nightclub. It has this feeling of unease all around it. The characters are enjoying what they think is peace, but deep down there's that fear that mirrors the Tokyo air raids during the Second World War. For a sequel to a really popular movie, you'd think they would get the same guy to do the score, but no, they just got someone completely different. To be fair, they got a good guy to do it, but different nonetheless. It's a very unique soundtrack, with a lot of reverse sounds and ominous bass, with highlights including the main theme, and Godzilla's theme. Godzilla Raids Again has a really interesting history in the United States. The film was first intended to get a treatment similar to what happened to the original Godzilla, with new scenes shot in the place of the Japanese drama unit. The film would have been titled The Volcano Monsters and would have been about a Tyrannosaurus and an Ankylosaur fighting in San Francisco. All shots of the heat rays were to be removed, and new monster scenes would have been filmed with newly constructed suits sent to the United States. However, before filming could begin on the project, it was scrapped by its production company ABPT Picture Corp. Later on, Paul Schreibman got the rights to Godzilla Raids Again and made a more traditional localization in the veins of movies like Rodan. This version, called Gigantus the Fire Monster, has some extremely baffling dialogue translations and excessive narration. Godzilla's name was changed to Gigantus in this cut due to Paul Schreibman wanting audiences to think it was a new monster and not Godzilla again. The Gigantus the Fire Monster cut is currently out of print, with only the Japanese cut being available in the US on the Criterion Collection Blu-ray and on streaming services such as Max, Pluto TV, and Tubi. Well, that's Godzilla Raids Again. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you learned something. I'll see you on the other side.